CAMAC video live streams and CAMAC videos. We hitting the 209 today. We hitting up Stockton, California.
Taking videos, 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 taking videos.
We on 6th Street out here in Stockton, California. This is where moms grew up at. It's been a long time. I haven't been on this block since about 1990. This is where my grandmother used to live. I guess my mother and my uncle, my grandmother, and my sister Carol. Back then, I think it was just 3 units. But this is where moms grew up in Stockton on 6th Street. I would say from birth to about age 7, we came up here every year during the summer months and holidays. Nana had a cold red Thunderbird off the chain. And she had a little dog that I liked too. At 3, 4, 5 years old, I couldn't go far, so I walked up and down the street and to the train tracks. The train tracks was located right down the street at the end of the road. This house right here is where my mother's husband grew up at. So this is where all our cousins lived at and my sister and brother's grandmother. We had a lot of uncles, aunts, and cousins. They had a big family in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. It's just about 2 or 3 houses down from where Grandma lives. During the crack era in the mid-1980s, my brother and I and a lot of LA dudes, we already had connections and family in Stockton. So we went back. So I'm pulling up to McKinley Park. This park had a lot of significance on me in my childhood years. McKinley Park was not far from 6th Street in Stockton. In fact, it was just an 8-minute walk. So when I would go to Stockton, I would park my car on 6th Street and walk to the park. I'm at McKinley Park. This is the park we used to hang out at. We used to always come to McKinley Park. A lot of dope being sold up in here and a lot of gang members from LA used to come up here. Every now and then you might run across some dudes from the Bay Area, but this is McKinley Park. Let me walk you guys through McKinley Park one time. So we're gonna go deep off into the park, see who's here, see if we see any gang graffiti or any gang members up in McKinley. I remember this swimming pool. We used to come up here when I was a kid and get in the swimming pool. I don't too much remember as adults people getting in the swimming pool, but what do I know? I was just trying to get some fast money. It's a little windy, but here go the pool, you guys. The pool right here that I was talking about. See, ain't no more water in the pool, ain't no more having fun in the pool, at least not right now. I don't know about summer. Check it out. We even got a crip tag up in there, so apparently the Crips in Stockton still around here. Apparently. There may not be any more clean water in the pool, but there's still some Crips. As a little kid, we used to come up here and go swimming. As an adult, I don't really remember people swimming, but I was so busy trying to get in and get out the park and make a few dollars. One of my brothers and 2 of my sisters moved back to Stockton in the 1980s. And my other brother, he was up there getting it. I'm going to take y'all over here to this bench right here. This area over here. Back in the day, this table right here, we be slapping bones. While you playing dominoes, you can make about $2,000 or $3,000 in a couple hours. Easy, just selling cut up rocks. Man, this park is tore up nowadays. It ain't what it used to be. Man, this brings back a lot of old memories. Man, it feels crazy sitting on this table right here Because back in the day, we just pull up. You pull up and sit here for a couple minutes. It's like they could smell a dude from LA or smell them rocks up here. Smell the baking soda, the aroma, the crack cocaine. And they will come to this table and you can sell a bag of sandwich, a sandwich bag full of rocks in almost no time, man. It was crazy back then. But right here in McKinley Park, at this table, the old timers would play chess at one of them tables and they play dominoes right here, man, and you get your money. Just behind me, there's some gang graffiti that says East Side, and then there's H2O, Hard to Obtain, a Mexican North Side gang. As I walk around to the other side of the building, you can see Southside Stockton 14. Apparently they don't like H2O. The 14, or Nathaniels, means Northerners. The statewide dividing line between Northaniels and Serranos have roughly been accepted as Bakersfield, California. The gang's membership consists primarily of Mexican Americans. Stockton PD labels this park a gang problem, and local residents say something bad is bound to happen on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. This park is labeled as a very dangerous park nowadays. Apparently they have a homeless problem too. Alright, so let's get into the main part of this video. The city of Stockton is not known for its violence outside of Stockton, but it went up here in 1988. We're going to get off into that. In 1988, the movie Colors came out. It was an American police procedural action crime film starring Sean Penn and Robert Duvall, directed by Dennis Hopper. Ice-T provided the movie with a cold soundtrack called Colors. The film took place in a gang-ridden neighborhood of Los Angeles in the late 80s. South Central Los Angeles, Echo Park, Westlake, and East LA. Like most cities across America, Stockton was fired up to see this movie depicting real gang life in Los Angeles. 1988. Back in the 80s, the Crip and Blood thing was becoming very popular out here in Stockton. It was kind of a struggle between the Crips, the LA boys, and the Bay Area. Stockton really showed their ass in the late 1980s. A lot of black gangs was coming out here from LA and turning the locals out. Meanwhile, in April, the movie's producer Dennis Hopper had invited 50 friends to his home in Venice to watch the Mike Tyson-Tony Tubbs fight. Immediately after the fight, Hopper was informed that his movie was getting bad press right before its release. The headlines at the top of a news article read, "Police fear new film on LA gangs will stir violence." Some gang investigators who had seen Colors at a special screening voiced their fears of gang violence when the movie opens April 15th. The article quoted Wes McBride, president of California's Gang Investigators Association, claiming that the film would leave dead bodies from one end of this town to the other. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if a shooting erupted in the movie theater. Here we're at where the Regency Cinemas was back in 1988. Apparently they're no longer here, as you can see. The Regency Cinema Theaters was knocked down in 2002. So right here at Pacific Town Center is where it went down. While standing in line, waiting to see the movie Colors, a blood gang member from Los Angeles who had just seen the movie and was upset about the way the Bloods were portrayed in the movie, got into an argument with a guy from Stockton that was wearing blue and associated with the Crips, and he fired his gun, admittingly, in self-defense, killing the Stockton local who would never live to see the movie. The Stockton police immediately blamed the movie Colors. Sergeant Wes McBride had made a point. The movie Colors was canceled in a lot of theaters after the killing in Stockton. According to news reports, a Stockton theater voluntarily quit showing the controversial gang movie following the murder at the Regency Cinema. The suspected trigger man was 21 years old, formerly a resident of Stockton, but had moved to Los Angeles. He and two companions who carried red bandanas identifying themselves as members of the Blood Gang were being sought by police. The FBI would soon arrest 2 men involved in the killing. The Stockton color slang suspects were being held in Mississippi, both of whom were from Los Angeles. The killer was sentenced to 27 years to life.
Southside market is where it was.
It took us about 20 minutes to get here.
I remember we used to have static with dudes over here, but they weren't playing in my club back then. Check it over here. Southside.
While walking through the parking lot, just filming the area, one person pulls up, get out the car, and then another woman near the smoke shop, she yells out, "The hell you guys filming? We in the 209 today, baby. Smile, you on candid camera." There's no denying that across America and the rest of the world, after the release of the movie Colors, a lot of Crips and Bloods in other towns, other parts of big cities, began gangbanging. But not every large crowd, not every viewing, and not every theater experienced a large amount of violence, as many sellout crowds were deemed quiet. Stockton now has 70 documented gangs, with 30 of them being very active. That's going to do it for this episode of Mac Videos. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Shout out to Stockton, California.